Welcome to Obsidian Order, a new D&D campaign we're running. Matter of fact, the title of this one's called Bloodlines, and it's friends and family getting together, having some fun, doing some 5e D&D. And the first one I'm letting into the old Zoom room, which is kind of new for us, but I'm really interested in checking it out. Especially because we can record and we can share screen, which we'll be using Roll20 as well, amongst many other things. So let's get Trent in here, and I don't think he'll know that we're recording, so this should be funny.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me or not?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I was like, is my microphone messed up? Because I couldn't hear you, but I was thinking you were doing that thing where you don't talk.
Yeah, I was doing the classic.
The classic Brian
So
talking.
I guess I sent Seth an email link. I don't think he's in my contacts, so we'll see how that goes. But you'd asked me a question, whether it would be perception or persuasion.
Yeah.
What'd you end up picking?
I did before you answered back. I was like trying to figure out, and I was like, well, I'll ask him. I ended up going with perception.
Yeah. I mean, perception, it's much more usable, like when you're in an area and, you can pick up little nuances that people might be doing, or, you can see things that might be happening outside that most people don't pick up,
Yeah.
a lot of things. Whereas persuasion is just purely like when you're talking to somebody, which is really important because, if you're going to lie and try to get out of an event without fighting or something like that, like persuasion's good.
Yeah. My
Hey, tell me
role.
a little bit about your character. What'd you end up doing?
Pretty much what we said. The rogue assassin. He's a wood elf. His name's Plissken.
Wait. What's his name? Oh,
Plissken.
you spell it?
Plissken.
That sounds like a halfling's name.
I don't know. I just picked it.
So you're a wood elf that was abandoned at an early age, and you were raised by a bunch of halflings. Hence is why you don't live in the woods, and you are a thief, and you have a halfling's name. Is that what we're going with?
I guess.
That would make sense.
But my
All right, Plissken. Wait. Wood elf.
wood elf, rogue assassin.
And a rogue. Oh, you're going with the assassin. Nice.
Yeah. I don't know if you would call them your stats on like the left side of the page.
Yeah, the attributes.
Yeah, the attributes. I rolled pretty good for all of them.
I don't believe anything you're saying.
I did. Seriously, you want to hear them?
Yeah, give me an order. Like I'm gonna be writing them down. So kind of
Now
hit.
dexterity, I added the wood elf like +2, right?
Yeah, which you probably have godlike dexterity.
And then wisdom, I got +1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was making sure.
Yep.
I got 14 for strength.
That's pretty good for an elf.
Now with +2 dexterity, I got 20.
Damn, dude, you're.
No, the constitution, I got 17.
I'm telling you, that's 20 is amazing. Like 18 is. I mean, for an elf, it makes sense because they're. I can't believe you've never seen Lord of the Rings. All I can say is the classic. Imagine this: you have Legolas, who is an elf. He's a ranger. He's got an arrow, bow, and he's going down this turbulent whitewater river. I can't remember what episode it was. Maybe the third one. But anyways, he's going down this. Oh, this might have even been in The Hobbit. Whatever. But they're going down this river in a boat or no barrels. And so imagine being able to like hop onto a big keg that you would, have wine in, like a big wine barrel, standing on top of that, going down Whitewater Rapids, and then also simultaneously firing off arrows, hitting enemies as you're going down the river. That's 20 dexterity. I mean, it's godlike. So you're going to be able to do a lot with that, man. That was a really good roll. You must have rolled an 18, right?
Yeah, I rolled an 18. My constitution is oh.
Don't say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't say anything. Seth's here.
Hi.
What's up?
What's up, guys?
Nothing. We were just going over Trent's character, whose name, and I want your first reaction to this.
I didn't know what to pick.
Wait. His name is Plissken.
Plissken. Okay. What race are we?
Wait, what race did you guess?
I'm gonna go with either gnome or halfling on that one. There's no way it's not.
I didn't know. I had no clue what to pick, so I just picked Plissken because Snake Plissken, Escape from New York and stuff.
Oh, Plissken, dude. All right. Hey, I'm gonna give you that one. That was a good name.
No, I know that's the most fantasy name you can come up with. I fucking love it, dude. It's awesome.
So this is the thing I told him. I was like, yeah, he's a wood elf, one. And I was like, yeah, he probably. Hey, what's up?
That's Jesse.
I know. I was like, yeah, he was orphaned as a young elf in the woods, and a band of halflings, picked him up and gave him that name. That's how we're going with it.
That's awesome.
All right, so we're going. I'm just writing down character stats here real quick. So he got, just so you know, he got 20 dexterity. Commendable.
Not bad at all.
All right. Did you get my constitution?
No, what is it?
It is a 17.
Okay.
My man's healthy.
Dude,
my intelligence
is unreal.
My intelligence is 15.
Dude, what?
I know. I got good rolls.
Okay.
Well, with the 1 and 2s, I re-rolled, like you said. But
yeah.
Sometimes you really need it because you roll like 6 ones and you're like, well, shit.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Well, that's my character.
My intelligence, or did I just say my intelligence?
Yeah, it's 15.
Oh, okay. Wisdom is, with the +1, is 15. And then my charisma is 14.
I'm going to make your charisma 8.
Okay.
Because you got way too good of numbers here, man. This is crazy. I'll stick with, what was it, 14?
Yeah, I got 14.
Okay. Maybe somewhere in the game you'll get, maimed and you'll lose charisma.
All right.
He always has a piece of shit smeared underneath his nose. He's always like, what does that smell? And we're all like, dude, just wipe your lip. Fuck. That's why you always just smell with a charisma, babe.
So like your lip, not charisma. Well, what skills did you go with?
Stealth, persuasion, perception, acrobatics.
These are like your proficient, modified.
With my, oh, you want all my skills?
No. Stealth, wait, what was it?
Stealth, persuasion, perception, and acrobatics.
Okay.
I love all the frisbees in your background.
Oh, yeah.
With the mirror, it's like even more.
It looks like, yeah, I was thinking about that. It looks like twice as many.
Double
like, I was thinking you had kind of an addiction or something going on because you had like 100 discs.
Dad just always buys me them. That's really
Trent
what it
would
is.
kill people and he would say, "Fine addition to my collection," as he stows it in his pocket.
Have you used all of them, or they're just for show?
I've used like probably almost every single.
I got you.
Nice. All
right. Well, we'll leave it at that. I don't think I need to know much more other than maybe your HP, which I would probably presume it's like 12 or 13 or something.
Uh,
Your hit points.
I think I messed up. I have 8 written down.
Well, you get 8 plus your Constitution modifier.
Okay, so 11.
All right. I mean, level 1.
Yeah, it's real bad at level 1. Like, a goblin sneezes at you, you're like, ah, on my hip, ah. It's just how it is.
Down.
Level 2 feels better. At level 3, you're like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, level 1's a bitch.
It's always the first hurdle, man. But it's such a great way to like learn about your character in the beginning, like getting yourself set up.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm kind of doing it like this, because Trent, he's done a little bit with us as a group, and I figure somebody that's just starting out, it's kind of like playing an RPG. We just kind of do a little tutorial in the beginning.
Exactly.
We only played one time. Remember?
Yeah. Was it once or twice?
We only played one.
It was only once. Yeah.
But we played for a few hours.
Yeah.
We had a good amount of people. So.
Yeah, there was a lot of us. Man, that was a good campaign too, man. Wish we could have kept it going. But what I did is I took a lot of that, and you'll see. So with this, I basically have a lot of different acts, almost like a play that I got down that I'm gonna roll you through. But you guys can take it wherever you want. I'm open for flexibility. I do have a certain path I want you to go down, but it's very open, and
as long as we wind back into the road.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also I'm gonna use roll 20, but I'm thinking I'm just gonna run it myself. That way I can it's just more like the board play when we're in when we're in a fight or something. That way I can just move shit. You tell me where to move it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if we do it again and again, and we kind of get used to it, because I know Trent doesn't know how to do it. I know, Seth, you're a D&D master, but I think it'd be easy if I just run it. But so I'll share screen, and I'm gonna try to keep my Wi-Fi bandwidth in a good position so it doesn't freeze up on us too much. But
right, this is where you guys are at.
Yeah, it happens. Hey, if that happens too, if we get delayed, just be aware of it, and we'll just kind of slow down a bit, but get back up. It'll happen. All right, tell me a little bit about what you got going on, Seth.
So your boy. First off, we're gonna start with the race. I want to go half orc. Bastard child between normally it's a human and orc, as they wanted to do in the book, but I don't know, I want to do something a little weird. It's not going to change the gameplay stats or anything, but it's an elf and an orc.
Okay.
I was the bastard child of that orc and elf. So when I was born, I still got.
Wait. Was this a forced birth, or is this something like where an elf and an orc actually had a relationship?
It was forced. Like, that orc raised, like, it was like an orcish raid on an elven settlement, and then her wanted to, keep the life, kept it, but eventually, when I was born, she realized, it was such a horrible reminder for her that I got kind of abandoned, and it like got brought up to an orphanage in which I had a knack for reading. That was like my great pastime, and I started reading into arcane knowledge and whatnot. So I got really interested in that, and one of the visits from, I'm gonna assume the Harpers, came into the orphanage and saw my knack for the arcane, and it was like, you know what, we need more scholars, we need more archaeologists, bring them on board. And me wanted to explore a little bit more of my arcane studies and whatnot, and I was like, sure. And then the Harpers became my my new family, and so, from there I've been raised to, like.
Were you inducted into the Harpers?
I was assuming, are we starting out with the whole thing like what we did, where it's like we're gonna be an initiation, like pre-initiation?
It's totally different. However, your past lives are definitely going to play into it. So whatever you're creating, as your past, absolutely will roll into it. And the Harpers can be a part of the world because we're going to primarily take place in one particular town in the beginning.
Mhm.
But we will end up where you know about that institution on the lake.
Okay, so if we don't want to do the Harpers, we could always just do it to where, like, if there's like some sort of, even if it's just like a local wizard that took me in, whatever, however you want to work it, I'm totally cool. But
Yeah.
essentially, he's showing me the ropes,
All right.
and he's the one that provides me my spell book in the beginning because I'll be playing wizard.
All right. So you're a straight up wizard.
Yep. So it'll be a wizard, and then for background, I guess we could go. There's a whole bunch of backgrounds.
Well, are you going to go with like a particular domain or whatever, the focus?
Yeah. So I was gonna go with abjuration.
Okay.
But that's not till next level. But it's coming. It'll come up real fast.
Yeah. What's your name? First name only. First name only.
Yeah. I don't know. I was running through so many names when I was at work. I was like,
How about Plissken?
I was thinking like the name that kept coming to my mind was Urag-tor.
What was it? Tort?
Urag-tor. So Uragtor, like space Tor.
Okay. Very orcish name.
And then, so like literally, so I'm still the half orc, like stab block and everything. The only weird difference that I have is I have more pointed ears. That's really the only difference. So almost goblin in nature, so it's kind of off-putting.
You look like an orc, but you just have more pointy ears.
Yep, yeah, because normally half orcs they carry on more of the human shenanigans, but with the elf, it's like telltale. My eyes maybe a little bit more bright than usual.
Okay. Give me some attributes.
Yeah, we'll have to roll those up. I wanted to wait to roll them up just to make sure I did them right. I didn't want to go into it and mess up. The background I'm going to choose is Cloistered Scholar just because I'm sitting around reading books. I have like a little thing that lets me auto create my character, so I'm just gonna give you the heads up there. So I chose Cloistered Scholar, which I think is in the player's handbook, and then the skills I'm proficient in already will be History and Intimidation, and then I'll choose Arcana as my third skill.
Perfect.
Makes sense. Now we're on the.
Yeah. So here's how I had Seth do it. Roll 3d6. So you're only doing 3, and re-roll 1s and 2s.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So give me your strength. Or I'm sorry, do it 6 times, and then you can distribute them however you want.
Gotcha.
We'll make it easy. So go ahead and do that real quick. What do you look like? Bliss?
I don't know.
Ooh.
You guys are.
You were a woodland elf, right?
Yeah.
All right. I need to write them down here. So I'm gonna.
A woodland elf with a hood on.
Okay.
Put them in my search bar. So I got a 15.
A Millennium Lawn Care hood.
14.
So sometimes I'll be bopping around on this. So if I'm not paying attention to you, because I'm like looking up stuff, just so you know.
You're good. Man, mine thing is looking like the standard array with how I rolled. I rolled a 15, 13, 12, 11. There we go. 12, 15. Another 15.
What kind of, do you know what your modifiers are for a half elf orc?
It's gonna just use the half orc thing. So I know. Here, I'll once I get the other thing, I'll be able to give you the rundown.
Okay.
And another 15, so I got 3 15s. So it's 3 15s, a 13, 12, and 11.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put a 15 definitely in my intelligence.
All right.
I like being a healthy wizard because I think it's really funny. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a 15 in the Constitution.
Well, it makes sense because you're a freaking orc, you know?
That too, yeah. I got like natural resistances and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'll put a 15 in Dex.
Okay, that makes sense. Elfish.
Being naturally strong from my dad, I'm gonna put 12 in Strength.
Okay.
I'll put an 11 in Wisdom
Okay.
and a 13 because I'm a nice guy, and my Charisma.
Well, you know, you're orcish, so you're not the best looking, but you got those interesting eyes, those dreamy,
Exactly. It's literally my
dreamy eyes.
Seth, what's your guy's name again? So
Shut
I can
up.
write it down.
Don't ask questions. It's hold on. Did I do this right? Yeah, 13. Yeah, there we go. Urag-tor. URAG space TOR.
Cool.
All right, so hold on. That was a 12 strength, 15 dex, 15 con, 15 intelligence, 11 wisdom, 13 charisma. Yeah, okay. And then I get 2 more skills from being a wizard, so I'll choose investigation and religion. Why not?
Oh, okay.
Sorry, first level, I have a d6 of hit die, so it's 6 plus my con modifier, which, being a half orc, actually puts me up to 9, which is pretty cool. So I get a plus I get a +2 normally because it's a 15 Constitution, but to being a half orc, I get a +1 to Constitution, so that puts me up to 60, which is +3. So that puts me up to 9 hit points max.
Okay, so your revised numbers is 16 Constitution.
Yeah, 16 Constitution, and then add 2 to whatever my strength score was. So I think it makes it a 14, if I remember that correctly.
Yeah, 14. Yep.
Yeah, so those are the 2 little added things
there.
there.
And then you added investigation and religion, right?
Yep, you got it.
You guys got a nice combination of skills. Okay, so
All right, so then my starting equipment,
is nothing. You have nothing.
nothing at all. Gotcha. Do I at least get the spell book, or do we want to wait on that?
Nope, nothing.
Okay, gotcha.
Nothing. But let me read this to Plissken real quick.
I get to learn 2 extra languages too because of my intelligence modifier, so I'll decide that here in a second.
All right, so a wood elf, you got keen senses and intuition, and your feet carry you quickly and stealthily through your native forest. The wood elf skin tends to be copperish in color, sometimes with traces of green. Their hair tends toward browns and blacks, but is occasionally blonde or copper colored as well. Their eyes are green, brown, or hazel. So what do you want your guy to look like, Plissken?
I don't know what.
All right, how about this? How about this? All right, so here's some pictures of wood elves. Can you see them?
It's still loading up.
Okay. You with me?
Yeah, I can see it.
I mean, this guy right here is kind of quintessential. This guy right here.
I guess that first one you showed on the right, it was on the right side of the screen.
You liked rugged Marlboro man elf.
What about that one? It says the 500 plus ideas. You see it? It was on the bottom right of your screen right now.
This guy right here.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, fair enough.
Can you hear when my dog barks?
No, I can't hear you.
Okay.
All right, great. All right, we're ready to do this.
Yep.
I think that's all I got for you guys. Keep it simple. We're gonna keep it kind of gradually get into it, and this somebody was walking out. I didn't see him.
It was Jade and Troy. They came in.
Oh. So this campaign is called Bloodlines. All right.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. They were talking to me.
This campaign is called Bloodlines.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And let me ask you this. Can you guys hear this?
I hear something, but it's not too distinctive.
Yeah.
How about that?
There we go.
Yeah, we can hear it now.
Tavern music.
Excellent. Excellent. So my production value is going to get a little better as we go, but I'm going to try to keep it interesting here. I wonder, is it going through my speakers into the microphone, you think, or I wonder if it's like...
Yeah, it's going from the speakers to the microphone. I can tell by the way it sounds.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, we can still hear it.
All right. So you guys are going to start separately. And I think we'll start with, I'm going to say Urag for short. Does that sound about right?
You got it.
All right. So, Urag, you have dreams. You're sleeping, or you're in a state of something. And you were thinking about your childhood. You talked about it a little bit already, how you were abandoned by your elf mother who was forcibly, through war, taken by an orc, which had to be a devastating, ordeal. So really, you were born of a real bad energy, let's just say. But through the love of your elven mother and surely elves not wanting to destroy life, decided to keep you. But I guess it was too turbulent in the elven society. And by the way, is this a high elf society? Is that what we're talking?
I'm fine with whatever you would, whatever fits the story easier. I would assume.
High
What
elf.
else? High elves. Okay. More integrated with society.
Yeah, you were, of the elite elf, who typically the high elves are the politicians. They're the rulers. They got a chip on their shoulder a lot of times too, and a lot of ego. But with that said, that type of society, imagine how turbulent of a time it was for your mother to have such a bastard child. Therefore, she didn't choose to give you up. She was forced to give you up. And not only were you given up, but you were shipped off. And you don't even know where your origin city is. Maybe that's something to consider. But you were shipped off to one of the largest cities in Faerun, Waterdeep.
Yeah, we are.
Waterdeep is a huge city. It's on, it has ports, It's a major trade route. It's probably one of the top merchant cities, a very wealthy city, hugely popular, amazing history, which we can get into deeper and deeper as we go. But these are your memories, your dreams. You're kind of in a restless sleep, and you wake up, and it's completely pitch black, and you're lying on your back. You're kind of in a soft, pillowy type of environment that kind of cradles your body, but you're in a completely blackened room.
How long has it been since my department of the High Elf Society? How old would you say that I would be in the story?
Current year is 1495 DR, but you don't even know, you have no sense of time right now. That's just an outside, that's where the campaign takes place, but you have no perception of time, space. All you can hear is the rain falling outside of wherever you're at. You're not getting wet. And it seems like you're in an ominous environment.
So it's pitch black. Am I able to see, is there any candles that maybe I could light?
As you start to move around, you realize that you're actually encased, kind of like the mime touching the box. You start to move around, you start to move your feet, and you realize you're in an enclosed space that is only maybe a foot around you, both above you, to the sides of you, and as you start to move your hand along, you feel like it's a cold, rocky, smooth surface.
I'm starting to get senses of maybe a coffin. Is that what I'm
Roll-
slowly but surely coming to realize? Perception?
So I'm going to ask you to roll stuff, Trent, and that's usually on your 20 die.
Okay.
Perception 16. I rolled pretty good.
You immediately recognize that you are in a coffin. But you're not in just a coffin underground. You get the sense that you're above ground, but you're in a coffin.
Okay.
You're definitely not buried under dirt. Like, you can hear muffled, but you can hear outside.
Can I hear, is there any talking going on? Am I able to hear any sort of...
All you can hear is the ghostly wind, the rustling of leaves, and the ever-present pouring of rain.
Well, I guess I got one option. I'm going to start to try to knock open the lid, see if I can get myself out of here.
All right, give me a roll check.
Would you like athletics or just a straight strength check?
Just a straight strength. See if you can move. Well,
that's a 21.
All right. As you start to push with all your might, and you've got some strength, but you definitely feel weak, and nothing happens. And we're gonna leave it at that.
Gotcha.
So you're stuck in a black box, and the more you try, the weaker you get, and you feel like this isn't a good situation. But you calm yourself, and you start to meditate to regain strength. Trent,
Yes.
same situation. You find yourself dreaming, almost like memories, and you were also oddly abandoned by your parents. You don't even know where your parents began, where they came from. You have no clue because you were abandoned at such an early age. You were actually left in a forest. And even though you were a young child, you have these vivid memories of almost like, trying to survive in the forest, eating what you could find, being super dirty and cold, constantly afraid. And after a few days of that, you were picked up by a roving group of halflings. These halflings did end up becoming your, surrogate family. They took you under their wings, but this group of halflings were actually a part of a thieves guild, and you were trained from the get-go of being a rogue. And in particular, you were trained as an assassin within this group. And it wasn't until, the story will go on about your past, but it wasn't until, around your teenage years did you realize, your place in this guild, and certain things will occur and reveal themselves to you. But as of now, it's kind of foggy. And all of a sudden, in this realization, you awake and you open your eyes. It's very blurry, and you realize you're underwater, and you just woke up. What do you do?
I guess just try to swim up.
All right, as you start to swim up, you start to move your arms, and they get stuck because you realize you're shackled on the wrists, and you can't swim up because you're actually chained to something. It's very dark, it's very blurry, very murky water that you're in. And you come to a realization you're also holding your breath. And you don't know how long this is going to last, but you need to get out of this situation. Otherwise, you're going to drown and die. Make a perception check. Make a perception check.
Roll the dice.
Yep. A 20.
12.
All right, with the 12, you realize you're about 20 feet underwater. As you look up, you can see this kind of distance, and you can see the surface glistening with not the sun, but the moon. And as you look around, you realize that you're in the bottom of the hull of a ship. And you're chained to the ship, the wood and the ship. Now what do you do?
I don't think I can break from it, so maybe look for key around me somewhere.
As you look, there are no keys, but you're certainly welcome to try to break the chains.
Yeah, try to break the chains.
Roll a strength check.
16 plus 2.
18. So, as you realize the intensity of the situation, as you're holding your breath, your lungs are already starting to burn. And with a great surge of strength, you go to move your right arm, and the shackle just falls off of your wrist because you're actually missing your right hand. You have no right hand, and the shackle just simply slides off. But with your left hand, you're able to surge in strength, and you break the chain from the rotted wood. The chains were actually shackled on your wrist and connected to the base of this hull, this sunken ship. And you start to surge upward with your feet and your left hand and your stump of an arm. Go ahead and roll an athletics check, which would be strength plus athletics modifier.
17 plus athletics plus 2. 19.
You definitely make it to the surface, and as you come up to the surface of the water, you grasp, you get that air, and you shake your senses. You're super weak. You don't feel very comfortable physically, but you made it to the top of the water. You are no longer drowning. The shackles just kind of fall away from your hands, your arms, because you realize the metal itself broke as well because they were rusted. They were old, ancient even, falling off, so you're no longer shackled. And as you look around, you see off in the distance, probably like 300 or 400 yards, the shoreline of a major large city. You see a huge landscape with, not big buildings, but a lot of lights. It's nighttime. It's raining as well. Now what do you do?
Start swimming the shore.
All right, roll an intelligence check.
Is he like on the hull of the ship right now? Did he get up to the top, or is he like seeing through like a crack in the hull?
What is it?
Or
Is he-
yep.
Okay. As far as you can tell, to answer Seth's question, is you're so disoriented, but you realize that ship that you just got out from is completely submerged underwater. There is no foothold. It's completely sunken underwater. And as a matter of fact, when you broke free from the chains, you realize that you actually were kind of swimming not only through water, but kind of mucky, thick sludge just to kind of get up. And then finally you got up to where it was just water. So you were in a sunken ship that was submerged and almost completely covered with soot and muck, right? But with the 4, I'm going to give you this one, but you definitely kind of make a mental note of where this ship location is relative to the shore. As you look around, you just kind of put a memory of where this happened, where this thing was. So possibly you could recall where this ship is for future reference. But you start to make it towards shore. Back to Seth. You meditate. You gain a little strength. Go ahead. One last hurrah. See if you can open this.
Get me out of the damn box. Ugh. I've gotten too tired. It's a 6.
Even with your tiredness, you're able to move it a little bit. A little crack. And you hear something kind of like skittering on top of and around the lid. And as you look up, a little bit of moonlight is shining through. It's not full light, but just a little bit. And as an elf and a half-orc, I presume you have a dark vision, right?
Yeah, we sure do. Yep.
So in the dark vision, you see a little tiny bird looking in through the crack that you opened in this lid that only moved probably like a half of an inch. We see a little bird and it's tapping and just kind of looking in.
Tapping at my chamber door. Does he say nevermore?
Yep.
What kind of bird is it? Am I able to make that out? With dark vision, it's kind of hard to tell because I know it's like gray. Can I tell like by the outline of it?
It's the size of a canary.
Okay.
The size of a canary. All right. Plissken, you make it back to the shore, exhausted. And as you're swimming up to the shore, you're kind of like south of the docks, more on the city proper, almost where like the recreational area might be for beach goers or something like that, but it's at night, nobody's around. You make it up on the shore, it's cold, there's seaweed, you're just kind of laying there exhausted, and you hear something flutter down and land right in front of your face. And with your dark vision, you also see a canary kind of looking at you with its head. What do you do?
Crawled, go get a little bit closer to it.
It kind of hops back and actually starts to flutter fly a little bit, and it's kind of circling right in front of you.
No.
Off in
No
the
werewolf
distance, you hear
appears.
a wolf howl.
I hear a wolf. No.
It's no place you want to stay very long. That's the sense that you get.
I say just follow the canary.
The bird flies out over the water and then flies back and actually starts to make a. Did you want to jump back in the water? Or?
No, I'm not jumping back in the water.
It flies back over the beach, and it starts to actually kind of do what you expect. It's almost like it's leading you. Do you want to follow it?
Yes.
Okay. Let me give you an overview. 1 second. You can just listen to the rain.
Through the rain, 3 water elementals appear before you. Roll initiative.
One second. I'll be better at having a lot of my little things pulled up. You never knew there were so many wolves in Waterdeep.
The damn pack, the guards can't catch them. They try to trap them. It's a bad time.
So this, because both of you have been in Waterdeep, I'm going to go ahead and show you this. But this is how big the city is. It's massive, right? There's different areas, different wards. There's a big cemetery. Oh, it stopped raining. And so you, Plissken, you're like down in the southern area. And it starts to rain again.
Okay.
So as you follow the canary, it kind of takes you, through these somewhat desolate areas. It's very late at night. There's hardly anybody out. And you find yourself at the entrance of a massive cemetery. But the gates are all locked up. Massive stone walls surround this. And you see the bird go through the gate and kind of hover on the other side.
I'm going to look around, see if there's any good area to enter.
All right.
Any holes or any?
Well, I mean, it's a massive gate made of iron, super intricate. Matter of fact, it's so stunningly beautiful, you kind of get lost in it for a moment. But as you look around, it's almost impossible, having your thief's instincts. You don't even see any kind of like locking mechanism, any way really to get through it, especially you don't really have many tools. And the bird's just hovering on the other side.
Is he completely naked, or is he does he have shredded
tattered,
vested?
almost like a burlap sack.
Okay.
Type of clothing. I mean, believe me, if you just sat down and you put a cup out, you'd probably make a little bit of beggar's money. The way you look.
Nice.
Without a doubt.
My man's got the part.
The bird's just kind of like tweeting at you, like tweet, tweet.
Maybe just I don't think I'll be able to climb over it with my
All right.
right hand is gone, right?
Well, you are an elf. You're not completely helpless. You have a dexterity of 20. You could probably scale a wall just using your feet if you with a good running start. You never know.
Yeah.
Do a double back handspring and just whee!
Fly over it.
Your abilities could be far greater than you even comprehend.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we're gonna try to run and like scale up the wall.
All right, roll for an acrobatics check.
You should have like 1,000,000 as your modifier.
Now, do I add anything to this? A dexterity?
Yeah,
I did.
So,
you
yeah,
should
sorry.
have a dexterity modifier, like a plus something.
So it should be next to your or is it acrobatics, right, Brian?
Yeah.
So you should already have it since you have a 20 dex. It should be +7, I believe.
My acrobatics is +8 because I doubled the proficiency bonus. I got 2.
From being a wait. Oh shit! So that means
I
if you
have
double the
plus
proficiency,
8.
that should be 9 because because you have a 5 modifier and then double the proficiency. That would be 2 + 2, so that makes it 4. So 5 + 4 is 9.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So write a 9 next to your acrobatics.
Yeah.
Dude, we'll get through this because Seth's the master mathematician.
Yes.
Yeah, I got
We'll make
5B nonstop on the brain.
so we'll make sure like all the numbers play out in the end.
Okay, now real quick, just because
So-
we're on this topic.
Mhm.
My wisdom is 15.
Yeah.
But that would be a +2, right?
15 is +2. Yep.
Okay. I'm good on that then. All I had was
So roll for an acrobatics check with a d20. So what you do is you take whatever you get +9.
I got 2, so 11.
That's okay. That's okay. You know why? Because the wall has a lot of footholds and handholds, and even though that was a bad score, you, with a little bit of work, you're able to scale to the top of the wall. It's about a 20-foot drop down, though. So getting down on the other side, roll another acrobatics check to make sure you don't hurt yourself getting down.
23.
All right. So hard going up, super easy going down. As a matter of fact, you just kind of turn around and do one of those, like, just jump, do a nice little slow backflip, and
Like the crow.
Just
Fall back.
exactly, you easily land on your feet, and the bird's just kind of like, all right. And
the bird kind of claps a little bit.
Yeah.
a bird,
That's a 10 sign.
the bird stopped and was like 10. But so you easily make it. You're in the cemetery. Again, you follow the bird, and maybe about 5 minutes later, you make it to a crypt, a mausoleum-style crypt. It's above ground, very ornate, almost made of pure white marble, and there's a couple like slits in this, small structure. And you recognize it as like probably holding, a few coffins or type of, bones, and it's definitely a family crypt. And at the top of it, you see a name written in gold, and it's almost not even like painted, it's more like glowing gold, shimmering in this white marble. And it is the name. Let me grab it. Man, I got so much stuff going here.
Got the lore for days, son.
Dude, I do.
Strahd von Zarovich.
It is the name Maer Drim, and you might want to write this down. Maerdrym. Mairdrim. House Mairdrim. So the bird flies in one of those little slit windows. Now this is just a tiny little slit. There's no way you could squeeze through it. But as you go around and you look inside, you see, a couple, like those coffins that, they're built into the ground. They have like a stone slab on the top. Incredibly ornate. And as a matter of fact, you realize as you kind of step back and look around, this is just one little structure that is in a series of almost like 50 with the same name scrawled. And some of them like are so decadent and so opulent that you can't even imagine the wealth. But the one that you're looking at is a little more modest, but looks ancient. Ancient, like you're talking hundreds of years old probably. Birds inside. There is a
no
door.
way of getting it.
Well, there's a door. There's a door.
Yes.
Yep. And as you're sitting there contemplating, like, I need to get in here, like you have this feeling that you need to get into this crypt because for some reason you want to follow this bird without even questioning it. You look around and you hear a slight cough off to the side. And it's somebody that looks just as haggard as you are. And he's just kind of sitting there sleeping against one of the, the odd tombstones. A beggar type looking fella. And he's got this bottle that's like in his hand. And like, you ever seen the I Dream of Jeannie type bottle, the thin neck? And then he's kind of got that clutched in his hand. And he's just kind of like passed out as far as you could tell.
Okay. I guess we're gonna start off with we're gonna go try to get that bottle.
You're gonna go try to steal the bottle?
Nice battle, son.
Yeah. Well, maybe there's something.
Roll a stealth check. That would be dexterity plus a modifier.
So 13 plus my 5 dexterity, right?
Yep.
And then is that it?
What's your stealth?
Stealth is well,
5.
It'd be 5, right?
Be 5 plus. Are you proficient in stealth?
No.
Okay, so it'd just be plus 5.
Or
yeah.
no, wait, I am
That's one of
proficient
his
in
skills.
stealth. Yeah.
One of his
So would it be 7?
Is that also one of your expertise skills as well?
No, it isn't.
Okay, so yeah, that would just be plus 7 then.
Plus
So
7.
18. Oh, plus 7. So you're at 20. So you easily sneak up on him. I mean, come on. Looks like he's drunk, passed out even. And he is sitting there, and you're right next to him. He has no idea that you're there. You want to try to lift the bottle?
Yes.
All right, go for a thief check, I suppose. Stealing.
You could use this would be good to use sleight of hand, which is another dex check.
Yeah, sleight of hand. Oh,
Yeah,
sleight of hand.
I have sleight of hand on here.
Yeah,
I think.
see if you can just kind of go. Whoop.
Do they have stealing now, or is that different?
Yeah, it's different. It kind of got put under sleight of hand. It's kind of like either like whether how good you are with your hands for like making stuff, but also for like seeing if like you could like Indiana Jones shit and stuff like that.
Yeah,
See how adept you are with your hands.
What do you want to do?
I got 14.
That's with the modifier.
That's 9 plus 5 because sleight of hand is extra.
So as you slowly bend down and you put your hand on the bottle, and he kind of like snorts a little bit, and you start to slowly slide it out. He wakes up and he's like, hey, you got some soul? You got some soul? And he like gripping the bottle really hard. And he's like, you got soul? You got some soul? Now what?
I apologize and walk away.
All right.
Oh shit, my bad, man.
Yeah, I'm like, all right,
kinda
I'm
like
It's just a pig, bro.
clutching his ball. He's like, if you don't got soul, get out, get, right? And then
Yeah.
he kind of like falls back to sleep.
yeah, that's all I was hoping.
Get this man some soul, damn.
Yeah.
My man's wants some soul.
But you notice in one of his pockets you see a little glimmer of metal.
Gonna
And he's definitely fallen back to sleep.
okay. I'm gonna try sneak up.
You're,
Um,
all right, re-roll your stealth because you were found out as soon as you tried to steal his soul.
Yeah. 14 plus 7.
All right, you're back in stealth, no problem. You're gonna try another sleight of hand and maybe pickpocket him.
Yes, I
All
am.
right, give it a go. Let's see what you got.
14 plus 5.
Nice. You get in there. It's kind of greasy, and now you just realize the stench of this fella hits your nose because your senses are a little more heightened now that you've kind of been awake for a little bit, and it kind of startles you a little bit, but you persevere through the stench. You get into his little pocket, and you feel something kind of gooey, but you focus on the metal, and you're able to lift out a little thieves kit that has little lock picks. Now, the quality of it is pretty homemade, but guess what? Now you have the ability to pick locks if you so choose.
Now
So-
I'm going.
So as you make your way back over to the crypt, Seth, I'm sorry, Urag,
Yeah.
you've just been annoyed at this bird because it's constantly been tapping like incessantly on the tomb, and you've tried many times to open the tomb.
Shut up.
And then as your fingers kind of peek through a little bit, the bird kind of taps on your fingernails. And it didn't really hurt, but I think it wants you to, get out. I mean, that's kind of the sense that you get,
Just
right?
open the damn cabin.
But as you're doing this through this little crack, you hear stuff going on outside, and you hear an old greasy guy go, "You got some soul? You got some get." You hear this kind of commotion outside, so now you're aware that there are people right outside of wherever you're at.
I gotta get out. Am I able to? Is this time? Can I try one more good shove?
You can.
See if I can get one more try out. See if I can get out of here. Ah, it's not. No, that's an 8.
In your frustration, as you're doing it, a guttural growl like, "Ugh." You're trying to open it, and you get that, when you're lifting something super heavy and it's not budging. And to be honest, you kind of pooped yourself a little bit because you were trying that hard. And so now you're stuck in this box with a stench that definitely isn't appealing. So back outside, you hear something growl on the inside of this little crypt. What are you going to do?
I am going to try to go over to it, see what's inside of it.
Sponsored by Bubbly.
Dude, bubbly's good though. That's my jam.
Dude, the black, or what is it? Yeah, blackberry and cherry is what I usually go towards. Yeah, that's good. So you go over to the door. You gonna try to pick it?
Yes.
I mean, definitely there's a locking mechanism, and let's just hope there's not any traps, arcane traps in particular. But maybe you'll get lucky.
So I start.
Do you have a check for traps or anything like that?
What'd you say?
Any kind of check for traps, perception, disable traps? You got anything going like that?
I do have perception, but
I would just roll to see if you can lockpick this thing.
Okay. So 7 plus sleight of, would it be sleight of hand?
All right, which is what?
You said for you, you're using your thieves tools.
Yeah.
So that means you with using those, you get to add your proficiency to your dexterity check to do it. So it's +7 because it's 5 your dex, and then you add your proficiency, which is +2, so 7.
Okay, so 7 plus 14.
So 14. So just as you're getting close to sticking a metal thing in this little opening to try to go for a pick, the canary suddenly flies in front of you and taps the mechanism, and you see a spark of blue go, and then he kind of flies off. So the bird kind of saved you. Because if you would have touched it, you might have gotten electrocuted. But now that you regain your, kind of focus, go ahead and re-roll and see if you can pick it.
It gets like an adrenaline rush going, oh shit, like that.
It interrupted you. Yeah. But
So,
you notice nothing happened to the bird at all. I mean, it discharged this blue electrical energy, but the bird just kind of like,
18.
18? All right, so with some effort, you get a couple of them in there. You're kind of twisting and turning, and then all of a sudden you hear a nice and the door kind of almost shifts a little bit inward.
Okay. I am going to. So it's still. So it can still. It still shocks, right?
It looks like the little bird might have discharged, and you were able to pick it successfully, and the door is now operable. You can open it.
So I'm going to try and quietly open the door. Get in.
All right. As you push on it, it goes. It makes a huge sound. But as you stop and look around, you really don't notice anything. Seth, you hear a large creaking opening of door where it's almost like stone grinding against stone.
Who's there? Answer me, damn it! Get me out of this box!
I'm going to walk over, try and see what's inside the box, the coffin.
Are you going to stealth?
Yeah.
All right. I'd say you're in
Sure.
stealth pretty easily. I mean, you quietly walk over. You see a little bird tapping, and all of a sudden it flies away, and both canaries are now gone. But you heard somebody inside yelling inside of this crypt.
Going to
And by the way, if you two interact, it's as if you're interacting in character. It can't be third person. So Seth being like, who's out there? Like the way that you answer should be like, nobody?
okay. What
Please.
is
Get me out of here!
I'm
I
going
think I
to
shit myself. I need it, please.
I
Just-
try and
Just as you hear him say, I think I shit myself, you actually do, as you get closer, you do smell
Nice.
strong feces wafting out of the crypt.
I'm going
Now
I
that
walk
I'm trying to get out
I walk closer as
Okay.
I hold my nose. Right? Yeah. And then ask
And by the way,
why are you in here?
wait. By the way, lock picking with just one hand is no small task. Just so you know.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
forgot about
'cause
it.
you're kind of like you kind of have to use your thing. You're like not like that. Just as a reminder. All right, so you're next to the crypt.
Story for the tavern.
You see a little crack, like the lid's partly off the top.
I'm gonna grab with my left hand try and get it off there.
Okay. Seth, you see the shadow of a hand kind of press against the lid.
Seeing that it seems like this might be my chance to get this coffin open. I guess both of us at the same time will try to shove it off.
All right.
Push!
Both of you roll. You hear him say push. And on that, you both roll for strength. And let's see if you can get this thing open.
Ooh, that's pretty good. 16.
I got 6.
Okay. Just with the little bit of help that you gave, you actually pushed, and you were pushing super hard, but it was like a lot heavier. And to be honest, you kind of shit yourself also. And so now you have both spoiled yourselves. But
Get
you
a
were
new
able-
smell.
you were able to get that lid pushed over enough to where you will be able to squeeze out of it. Hence, your first interactions.
Did you put me in there?
No, I did not. I reach down as I feel something on my leg and go to smell it, and I accidentally wipe it on my upper lip.
Yeah, there's something there. Where are we?
We are in what was the
We're in Waterdeep.
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 Waterdeep Cemetery.
Do you have any idea what's going on? What happened to your hand?
I don't know. Do I know what happened to my hand? I forget.
Not right now.
No, I have no clue what happened.
Come on, I'd rather not be in this damn box anymore.
Slowly get myself up, so I'm sure pretty weakly.
Yeah.
Stumble out and kind of catch myself on the wall as I start making my way towards the open door. I'm like, come on, let's go.
No introductions?
I just want to get out of this damn crib before
I
anything.
just believe him and I start following him.
Well, it actually starts to rain really hard. A downpour.
Follow me inside here. I walk into the little thing that I just opened.
Back into the crib.
So you guys stay in the crypt. I mean, I think you're both really tired, and you spend basically the rest of the night sitting together, mystified, not understanding what time and place you're in. You do know you're in Waterdeep because you saw some signs as you were kind of working your way through the darkened town. You know, you saw a couple like shops, like, you know, the Greater Glass shop of Waterdeep, and you saw like a tavern that had so-and-so Waterdeep. So you definitely know you're in Waterdeep, and you both are familiar with it. You're both familiar with the town, just out of understanding it exists, but you've never really been in the town. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you spend some time getting to know one another, trying to figure out what's going on.
What's your name?
Plissken. What's yours?
Urag-tor.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise. Maybe. I don't know. Can you remember anything? My memories are foggy at best.
All I know is I just had to swim onto shore. I was chained up on a ship that had crashed.
Like you are were you like a small island that you had to swim in?
No, or I just swam on shore and then walked over and decided to follow this. It's gonna sound crazy. Follow this little canary, and it led me to you.
I had one of those things as well. Picked up my fingers as I was trying to open the coffin.
As you guys are talking, Urag, make a religion check.
Religion. I'm good at those. I'm really good at those. 17.
As you're talking, you notice because Plisken's garb is so tattered, you notice that he actually has, like, they're not tattoos, they're more like brandings, like where people will burn their skin and then it scars and it leaves kind of a raised scar. You notice that he has a branding that kind of reminds you of a dragon. That's mostly like on his shoulders, not on his arms, but mostly like on his shoulders and his back.
What's up with the draconic tattoos you got there? Can you remember that at least?
I'll tell you about those when I get to know you a little bit better.
Fair enough.
But in reality, he knows nothing about them.
He's playing it cool right now.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll tell you later when I trust you more. I love it.
And as you're being, sly about it all, you notice that on the back of Urag, the same tattoos are showing through not his tattered clothes, but he's actually draped in an all-white robe. Not like a bathrobe, like a ceremonial burial robe. And it's kind of like hanging off, and you notice he has identical brand dragon tattoos on him as well.
Where'd you get those?
I'll tell you when I get to know you better.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I knew it was coming. I was like, I'm ready.
Yeah, I knew.
Fair enough. You both start to kind of feel sleepy. It could possibly be a place that you could sleep. I'm not sure.
Let's get out of here.
You want to go into town? You both are feeling really exhausted. I almost feel like you kind of really feel the urge to sleep. Who knows, with a little bit of rest, you might regain some,
Power.
Yeah, might regain some strength that's beyond just physical strength.
Well, considering we're in a crypt, I don't think people too often go inside them, so maybe we could close the door and maybe take a little rest.
Yes, but I must warn you, I have a tendency to be the big spoon.
It's good. I have a tendency to be the little spoon.
Match made in heaven.
Yeah.
We gotta keep ourselves warm. We're drenched.
Do you guys spoon, really?
If we out to him, I was just I'm like,
No.
around.
No,
You
we
guys are sitting there kind of slouched on the wall. You kind of do start scooting, and after just kind of talking and not really understanding what's going on, you do both fall asleep. And in the morning, you wake up spooning.
Horse is joking. Get off me.
You're the one that scooted up next to me.
Tell yourself what you want, boy.
I'm gonna take a look outside the slits, see if I see any movement within the graveyard.
Okay. Well, as you both awaken, you start to kind of, blink your eyes a little bit. And in this graveyard, it's daylight. It's not ominous anymore. The rain is kind of washed away, and the nature, you realize the amount of like foliage that is grown in the cemetery is almost mesmerizing, because the plants, the upkeep, it is pristine. because you are in probably one of the nicest parts of the cemetery, which has to do with House Meriden, right? The gates are open, and you both kind of like look off through the gates, and you see a marketplace, a town, a bustling town. I mean, you got vendors, you've got, you know, all of the taverns, all of the shops. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of people just walking about everyday business, doing commerce. And off in the distance, you see the docks as well, off to the left. You're feeling pretty hungry. You in your white robe, you're going to be walking around in what's essentially a death robe. And Plissken, you're basically, again, looking like a dirty beggar. Nothing against beggars.
Plissken,
Yes.
you're pretty good with your hands, right? Considering you're able to break into a crypt and all.
Yeah.
Think maybe you could steal us some clothes?
Yeah, I think I can. I
Probably not the best idea walking around inside a big old city like this, how we're dressed.
walk out of the crypt and I kind of sneak to the opening of the gate, just trying to figure out what
Kind of
I'm gonna
scan
do.
the area.
Yeah, scanning
You
the area.
also notice across the street there's a beggar that you know, has his cup out and he's just kind of sitting there, and as people pass by, he's, you know, giving it the old yeah. So you're at the gates, and there's no really residential places around this, because this is more of like the commercial one of many marketplaces in Waterdeep.
I guess I'm going to not sit beside him, maybe sit down somewhere where I see people walking, try and get some change.
All right. So do you tell Urag you're going to go beg a little bit, try to get some money?
Yes.
Okay. What are you going to do, Urag?
I'm gonna get questioned by the guards if I walk around. This might be a situation for you. I think I'll hang back, keep my eye out, see if I see any other like us maybe walking around. I'm not sure. You're the only one I've seen like me and you with all this crazy shit going on.
Yeah.
I believe in you, buddy.
All
To
right.
let you know, I'm gonna try and find some new underpants for the both of us.
Probably a good start.
So I go out, I walk, sit down, and start begging.
All right. Roll a charisma.
So 18.
Woo!
Nice.
$1.
As you are sitting there, you know, shaking the can, or I don't know, did you find a can? I'm not sure how you're gonna, like, you put your hands out. Like, what's your begging technique?
Now the kit I have, right? The
Yeah.
lock picking kit.
Yeah.
Does that have a little?
Yeah, it's like a dirty leather pouch, but it's kind of like stiff leather, to where I think if you grabbed it and kind of squeezed it, it would kind of open up into some kind of like container. So yeah, you use that.
I'm gonna take
Make like a
the,
makeshift coin purse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the all the lock picks out, the homemade one, put them in my pocket,
All right.
and then use that, see if I can get any change.
All right. So as you're shaking your little makeshift coin purse, a stoutly I mean, really robust gentleman. He's got shaved head, and he's kind of waddling down, kind of jovial. He sees you, and he kind of stops, and he's like, "On hard times, are you? Need a little change?"
Yes, I do, sir. Anything will do.
Let me see what I've got to give. And he reaches down in his coin purse and he takes out this massive bulging coin purse and he kind of shakes it a little bit, almost like taunting you. You know what I mean? Kind of looking down like, huh? And he kind of reaches in and he takes one gold piece and he's like, "Why don't you kiss my foot? And I'll give you this gold piece." And he kind of shakes it in front of your face.
How many people are around?
I mean, it's pretty populated. There's people walking up and down, but nobody's paying mind, to be honest. He's like, "Well."
So, Brian, quick question for you. Everybody has their own weird denomination when it comes to money and whatnot. How much, like, US dollars do you equate one gold piece to? I usually do 10, but that's just me. I don't know what you feel.
A gold piece to me, like a gold piece, I think is 10 silver pieces.
Yep.
Equivalent. And so,
Yeah.
to me, like a gold piece would be, I guess, I don't want to say 10. I'm thinking more like 20, like $20.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess like a silver would be worth $2, and then a copper would probably be worth like 50 cents or something like that. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, most things will be in terms of gold and silver and copper, and then there's platinum as well. But
That's the big bucks, baby.
but yeah, a $20 gold piece. I mean, that's a pretty nice little. That'll get you breakfast.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
I think
And then as soon as he says "kiss my foot," he actually flips off his shoe, and these gnarled bunion-filled toes
Oh, yeah.
kind of like wiggle right in front of your face. He's like, "Huh? Huh?" And then he opens his pouch and he goes to like drop it back into his pouch as he wiggles his toes. You got seconds to make a choice.
I crawl over and kiss his foot.
Wow.
Nice.
That's humble. That is humble.
Absolute unit.
That is humble.
Sticking one for the team.
I mean, the beaming on his face, it's very pervy. And not only do you get disgusted by kissing his foot, you get a little creeped out that he's kind of getting a weird pleasure out of it. But he drops the gold coin and it hits you on the back of your head. Roll a dexterity check. Let's say athletics.
18 plus 9.
And as you kiss his foot, the gold coin drops, hits the back of your head, and you immediately slip off to the side and catch it in your good left hand, and you look up at him. And he kind of gives you that pervy grin, puts his shoe back on, and walks off. You now have one gold piece.
Is he too far to
And Urag, by the way, witnessed all of this, so he definitely like got a little character insight into.
Is he too far to talk to him, the guy that just gave me the coin?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Am I able to tell the guy that just gave me a coin something? Is he too far away?
Like as he's walking away, could he say something?
Yeah, make a perception check.
2 plus 6.
Oof.
8.
Yeah, he kind of quickly walks off. He wouldn't be able to get his attention.
I was gonna let him know there was a gentleman in the cemetery willing to do a lot more for less.
Wait, do you want to go catch him and tell him?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
going to run and go get.
Okay, you run up to him and you get his attention. He turns around and he's like, "Oh, back for more, are we?"
Spicy.
It's a gentleman in the cemetery. He's over there.
And he
Go
kind of
looking
looks
for-
over at the cemetery like, "What is this?" Like you get a sense that he's kind of like, "Yeah, I'm no dummy. I'm not going over to some shady cemetery so you guys can rob me blind." And he kind of like looks at you and goes, turns around and walks off again.
Okay.
Good try,
Just
though.
to try. Just to try.
Good try. I mean, I guess you could make a persuasion check if you want to continue. It would be awfully hard though, because he's
No.
he's a
Yeah.
man of Waterdeep. He's no fool.
He's probably had it happen once or twice already.
As a matter of fact, he starts to kind of walk down, and you notice that there is a residential area, and he kind of takes a little turn off, and you notice down off in the far distance, he's kind of heading towards some of these like more. It's almost like San Francisco where you have the row houses. So you do see him go into that direction.
I walk back to the cemetery to get Urag. And
Okay, with one gold piece, it probably could do a couple things for you. It could buy some clothes, some like raggedy clothes. Make a religion check, Urag.
$11.
I mean, in the back of your mind, you think that, well, maybe you could actually go to some sort of charity type place. Maybe there's a church. that
D&D
might
Goodwill.
D&D Goodwill. You know what I mean? And, for a modest price, even possibly for free, you could find a meal. I think you guys start to get a sense that you need to start surviving in this town somehow. And begging might get you some sustenance, but I think you get a sense that, you need to start making some money. And you got to figure out how.
This is only one gold piece of many. Once we get ourselves back on our 2 feet a little bit, maybe we need to go look for a job. Looks like me and you were in this together for the long haul for a little while.
yes, that was
So you guys want to go buy some clothes?
Yes, please. Yeah.
All right, let's just say you make it to the local Waterdeep Goodwill. You find some modest clothes. You give them a gold piece. They give you 8 silver pieces back. And eventually, at some point, when you guys, you might start amassing money. You got to keep track of this. I'll keep track of it for now. And as you kind of get yourself some basic clothes, nothing grand, but at least now you can walk around and not look like a hobo or not look like some kind of like necromancer.
Undead person.
Yeah, you're able to go about town. And right outside, they were actually giving free meals to the poor. And you guys, without a blink of an eye, were given a free meal.
What do we get? Like soup? Like a nice gumbo?
It was more of like an unknown meat of small portions.
Rat meat. Hell yeah.
And
Nice and crunchy.
and it was at least fried, and it tasted not good. And you actually had some vegetables on the side as well. So you actually start to feel yourselves regain some constitutional strength, because you didn't realize like you were so emaciated and weak from waking up. It's almost like you woke up from death. That's how you felt. But you start to feel yourself gain. And as you're standing there, kind of refreshed, you're looking around, you see an old man that's kind of off by himself in a park, and you see a flutter of about 9 canaries fluttering around this old man, and he's just kind of sitting there with a staff, humble clothes, long gray beard, long gray hair, but he's got these vibrant yellow canaries that are just kind of like, it's almost like he's at the park feeding pigeons, but they happen to be canaries.
Hey, check it out. Weren't the canaries last night that we were seeing flying around?
Yeah, it was.
I don't think this ain't no coincidence. Let's go over a little speech with this man. See what's up.
Yeah. We walk over there.
We waddle over.
He kind of sees you guys approaching, and he gives you a big smile. And he's like, come closer. Come closer.
Greetings.
And 2 canaries fly over, and one canary each lands on your shoulders. He's like, I see you've made friends already.
Do you know about last night?
Well, it was raining, and, a couple of my canaries got away from me, and I was very concerned, but clearly they had found some friends. So, that's something that happened.
Yeah.
And by the way, what do you have on your backs? I see that you both have some type of tattoo. That's very interesting. Can I see them?
It's going to sound kind of weird. You're going to have to whirl with us on this one, but we're actually not sure. I just know they're draconic in nature. I'll kind of like make sure nobody's like awkwardly staring at us as we're doing this, but I'm going to like try to show them quickly. Like, yeah.
As Urag takes off his shirt or kind of undoes it, Plissken, you see that his tattoo is branded into, and it's this incredibly elaborate dragon, but it's not the head, it's not the wings, it's almost like the back of the dragon has been placed on your back. And it kind of takes up from your neck to your shoulders down to your waist. And he's like, that is exquisite. A branding of Bahamut. Beautiful. Make a religion check.
Yes, sir.
Both
Yeah.
of us?
Not the best. 7.
Do we both do it? Or just
Sure, make a
Or
religion
Urag.
check if you want.
Might get way better than I did. Hopefully.
19 plus.
There it is.
Plus what?
Whatever your religion check is, it's under intelligence.
Plus 2. So
21.
And by the way, it was 7 canaries, my bad. So Bahamut, you realize, is one of the good gods. He's actually a platinum dragon. And Bahamut was ever watchful against the machinations of Tiamat. Tiamat was his evil chromatic sister dragon. She being of the evil alignment, Bahamut being of the good alignment. And he never interfered in the affairs of mortal creatures unless his actions could also stop her schemes. Bahamut was unable to turn his back on any good creatures that were in need. However, even if Tiamat wasn't involved, but he preferred to help them in indirect ways. He's essentially the god of dragons, but of the metallic dragon types. And in this world, you'll know that you have chromatic dragons, which are like red, green, blue, white, black. Those are all of evil alignment. And Tiamat has the cult of the dragon, the chromatic dragons. I mean, she is a god, and she's actually trying to get back from banishment in, I believe, the 7th or 9th layer of hell, somewhere deep in another plane of existence of hell. And Bahamut is metallic, so like gold, copper, bronze, and platinum is Bahamut. And that's what you get. And the old man kind of chuckles and he's like, it's good to see people still love the beauty of the platinum dragon. And he just kind of turns around and walks off. And as he does walk off, he stops and he looks back and he's like, just search out the water's eye for any questions you might have. And then he turns around and walks off. And the 7 canaries follow him. The
Water's eye. Oh. Well, it sounds like we at least got a lead. Is there? Did we see any like patrolling guards or?
I mean, yeah, there's definitely a patrol. Waterdeep, I believe, if I remember correctly, is ruled by 6 lords, and each lord kind of is a merchant lord that is in charge of like the docks, the mercantile shipping and import export, and then you have another like lord that is of like textiles and clothing, and then you have like the carpentry. Like each one is kind of based in a mercantile type of empire of the city and beyond, and they're secret lords. Like nobody really knows the identity of them, and each of those lords have like pretty significant military might, and Waterdeep as a whole has a military might as well. There's huge walls all the way around Waterdeep. It's just a massive, fortified city, so you see guards everywhere.
Yeah.
In town.
Yeah. If I see one of the guards, I'll start to make calls. They're gonna have the best knowledge of the town, might as well, or city, I should say.
Right. You see a guard. He kind of stops and he's like, "Oh, new to Waterdeep, tourist even? You don't know your way around? Is that what I'm getting here?"
You can say that.
Well, how can I help you, sir?
My friend told us to head up to the water's eye. Does that mean anything to you?
The water's eye. Never heard of that in Waterdeep. I mean, clearly it might be a tavern, or it could be something that I'm not familiar with. Although, I feel like I might have heard that somewhere. I think it might be a part of a large park type. I don't know. There's something outside of the city that might be connected to the water's eye. I can't remember. It might have to do with a lake. I don't know. That's all I know.
What's the lake's name, if you know?
To be honest, I've lived in Waterdeep my whole life, and I haven't stepped outside the city once. I'm a guard. It's what I do.
Okay.
But if you're looking for, something of water, well, the docks, they're right over there.
Take it kindly.
And in that way is a rooster.
Huh.
I look at Urag, and what do you think we should do? You want to head over to the docks, or?
I'd rather stay in the city as long as we can. Don't want to go do too much travel in this world. Danger's all about, and we seem under-equipped, so let's stick with maybe the docks. And if push comes to shove, maybe we'll go and see if we can find that lake.
Well, if you guys are considering staying in town, the docks are a great place to find some work. I ain't gonna lie. But if you make your way to the docks, just so you know, the Mist Shore is a part of the docks that it's pretty unruly. As a matter of fact, there's certain parts of the docks that we don't even go to because it's just so bad that guards, you go in and a lot of times you don't come out, and that's a guard telling you this, so just be wary of the Mist Shore.
Is there anywhere in particular maybe that we can seek out that's a little bit more of the ruly type?
Ruly type.
Yeah.
Well,
A little bit more helpful. Like,
you know,
one that could guide us around the docks and not be a prick about it.
you know, being a man of the City Watch, I can tell you a parts of the places that I've gone, you know, as far as patrol, and I know they're not so bad, that are in the docks. And you have the Crib, which is a collection of partially sunken ships. You know, it used to be a pretty bad area, but there's a lot of sunken ships, and you call that the Crib. Now, the only part of the Crib that you know it's not as bad anymore because they start to have gladiatorial type contests where, you know, if you found yourself wanting to make some money but more on the combat side, go to the Crib. Kind of in that area is the Dusk and Dawn Tavern. This tavern's nothing more than a red tent, and it kind of moves around, so it's in the Misty Shore area, but you know, there's kind of a law that when you're in the tent, you can't really. It's almost like a thieves type criminal understanding where you just can't fight in the Dusk and Dawn Tavern. So even though it's shady, it's pretty safe to go in there, and that's a place that you can find, you know, some work here and there. And then if you find yourself kind of in the area and you're getting, you know, a little hungry, there's a hearth fire, and it's a part of the mist shore that was created. It's almost like a permanent fire pit that you can cook on, and sometimes you can find some work there, or even if you've, you know, caught some things and killed some things, you might even be able to sell, you know, to some of the cooks at hearth fire. And then lastly, there's kind of like the dock area, where you can find some work, you know, kind of like cleaning, um, you know, helping people on the boats, not necessarily, you know, going on the boats on the sea, but, you know, that's, if I were to go somewhere, that's where I'd probably go, to the working docks area.
Gotcha. All right, well, much appreciative. You doing a fine job, sir. You have yourself a wonderful day.
By all means, you too. Be safe, and if you get in trouble, look for the red and gold city guard. We're here to help.
Sounds good. Thank you. Come on, we should probably be headed off to the docks. Maybe we get some more information about this water's eye. Push comes to shove, though, if we want to go into a little more scrupulous place, we could go to that Dusk and Dawn Tavern.
I think I want to go to the tavern first.
Want to go? Yeah.
All right.
Up there.
It's still daylight, and you remember the guard said that it was a roving red tent and that it only opened up at night.
Okay, gotcha. Maybe we could do a little bit of light work, keep ourselves not exhaust ourselves. Maybe we can make a few coin before we head to that tavern. Maybe do that once it starts to hit dusk. Oh, Dusk and Dawn Tavern. I get it now. Took me a second there.
Right.
I just woke up from whatever the hell that was. My brain's still a little foggy on certain things.
All right. So as you make your way to the docks, you realize that the harbor water is very polluted, and it kind of brings back memories, Plissken, of when you were swimming. The water isn't like some pristine, you know, type of, you know, something you would swim in. So I would think twice about going in the water from here on out. It's kind of like swimming in, you know, one of those rivers in New York.
Gross.
So you make your way to the docks, and, you know, you see a ton of ships and, you know, a lot of working class type people. Anything you want to do?
Is there any person that we see that maybe is like going off on some help or anything that seemed like they're a little frustrated?
As a matter of fact, you do.
Sweet.
As you're walking along the docks, you see, let me pull up a picture here real quick. 1 second. I got a lot of programs going, so give me a second.
Brian, have I ever told you that your aesthetic like always reminds me of Mordenkainen and how he's kind of like stylized his goatee and his hair and all that?
Mm-mm.
I've always thought that. Like ever since I saw the clean shot and the way that you have it colored and everything, it's dead on Mordenkainen. It's dope.
Mordecai?
Or Mordenkainen, the mage
Oh
from
yeah.
D&D.
You know who I was often referred to as from kids was a wrestler.
Matt Hardy.
Yeah, Matt Hardy.
Yeah, you look just like
Yeah.
Matt Hardy. That's another
he
thing.
does look just
Yeah.
like
All the kids, like when I used to teach at Balboa Park, they were like 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. Dude, I was literally Mr. Hardy. Like, I was like,
That's awesome.
I know, it was pretty crazy.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, so as you're walking down the docks, you see this really curious apparatus, and it looks like this.
Oh, yeah.
Are you familiar with it?
Yeah, I am. That shit's awesome.
I am not familiar.
But in character, what the hell is that thing?
Well, you could roll an intelligence. I mean, you might
See if
have
I
a
can-
memory of this.
You said, what was it? Just straight intelligence?
Yeah.
Shoot. 11.
You could add history if you got history. I forgot.
Knocks it up to a 13.
Yeah. So in a vague memory, this apparatus of Qualish kind of comes to mind, and you notice it looks like a crab, but it's steam powered. And sitting next to, or not sitting so much, but standing next to this apparatus that's on the docks, and you notice there's like this large crane that is attached cables to it, and you know, you could surmise that it's picked up and looks like it would probably be dropped in the water.
Huh.
And sitting next to it is an older woman who kind of looks a little too sophisticated to be like working on the docks. I mean, she's got wealth, to say the least, but she's like tinkering away on this Qualish, and this is what she looks like.
Now, this is the person that was frustrated when we first came onto the docks, right? Is this the same person?
So you see her. You see that picture? See if I
Oh,
can-
yep. With the white hair.
Mm-hmm. Trying to get like a large pop out.
If you exit out, I think there was one in the Google search before.
Yeah. There it is. There we go.
Okay.
So you see her opulent, like fully, you know, in silks and the colors of royalty, even, you know, the purples and blue hues. And, you know, she's working on this in an arcane way, but also, you know, with kind of like a tinkering effect as well. And you just kind of seen her, you know, just working on it.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes, what? One moment. She like does a little thing. She's like, yeah, so I think that should do. Yes, I think that should be doing. Yes. How can I help you? I'm very busy.
Well, that's exactly why we're here. Me and my compatriot here, we're looking for a little work. Is there any openings here?
Well, just perfect timing. I was just going over my qualish, and I noticed there was a lot of barnacle buildup, and it really takes me such a long time to clean this. Maybe you could give me some help and clean this up. For, you know, let's just say five silver pieces. You scrape the barnacles off, and immediately she, like, you know, goes into her robe and pulls out like these much larger than could even fit in her robe, almost like scythes, you know, that you would you know, be in the fields with this big old huge. And she's like, these will do. And she immediately like shoves them into your hand. And she's like, five silver pieces, and have at it. Make sure all of the barnacles are cleaned, especially off of the bottom. And then she looks over and she kind of does a small gesture, and the crane starts to move, and it actually picks the apparatus up, so it's hovering that you can actually get underneath it. And she's like, oh, and if you need some water, I have some right over here for you. And then she quickly like walks off.
Well, that was a lot easier than I thought. Well, let me know if there's any parts that you can't get, because, you know, missing a hand, so I'm sure you can only do so much, but I'll carry the weight for you, buddy. Let's go.
We go to opposite sides. We start.
All right,
Going
give
at it.
me oh man, what would even be this check?
You could do you more than likely be sleight of hand, but if you wanted to, you could also do performance. Maybe?
Yeah, performance check. That's a
Performance.
good one.
Performance, yeah. Yep. Oh, 18 for me. I scraped hella good.
13.
You both actually worked much harder than you thought you would have, and you actually were able to scrape pretty much everything off within under an hour. And you got a little time to waste. And if you want to go grab some water, and
Oh, I'm probably gonna be chugging as much as I can. It's been a while. The only water that I've seen is rain, and it was gross. So I'm just gonna
so as you're chugging water,
He drinks all
matter
of
of
it.
fact,
I'm so. It's like when you wake up at 3 a.m. and you're just like that dry throat. You're like, oh god.
you literally drank so much water, there's none left for Plissken.
Oh, shit, my bad.
And as you finish chugging the water, she comes around the corner, and like her eyes are very wide. And she's like, "Oh my! What great work! I had no idea. What is that? Wait, what is that over there?" And she points off over to the water's edge, and you see this type of rippling water.
I don't know. Is there something underneath? Or I'll kind of peer over the. Is it like in the just the sludgy part of the water, or like the actual oceany water?
Well, you can make an investigation check. You can go down to the shoreline. You can just kind of wait and see, but there's definitely some type of like rippling right underneath the surface of the water, and the water is so murky that you can't necessarily see beneath the water. But you know, you ever seen like a shark that doesn't crest?
Oh yeah, it's like the V shape of water rippling.
Exactly.
As he goes, and you're investigating that, right?
I was just wondering what kind of the options were. We could do kind of whatever.
Yeah, you see, it's not as big as a shark, but you know, it's kind of like you ever gone to a pond and tried to feed some carp, and just a bunch of them are kind of like swirling around all over the place,
Oh yeah.
kind of like that. But you notice on as she had not introduced herself, her name is actually Grinda Garloth. Grinda is sitting there and she kind of walks over to the edge of the dock, and she's like, "Oh my, this is not good."
What is that? Any idea? Is that like a local fish species? What's going on? Do you know?
It could be fish, I suppose, but I don't know. I have a bad feeling. We are just north of a lot of sunken ships, and I don't have a good feeling about this. Are you guys capable?
I like to think that we are. Maybe I think we're still trying to figure things out. But if anything, our work shows, yes.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to continue working for me, I'm kind of I have some equipment. Maybe I can. I mean, are you guys interested in working for me? Just more than what you're doing?
Yeah, that's good to me. Just get a little bit of water and hand it to me directly.
Oh, I see your friend here is a water bogard. What a bad.
I was yeah, I kind of misjudged how much I was going to drink of that. My bad.
But I mean, what is your guys' story? I need to, before I get into a long-term partnership here, relationship, I need to know a little bit about you. Who are you?
Well, my name's Urag-tor. And I'm not sure what much more I can tell you.
Oh, what do you mean?
Let's say
You have amnesia?
the best. In a sense, yeah. Anytime I try to remember anything, my brain gets kind of fuzzy.
Okay.
I am. My name's Plissken. I've actually
I'm sorry. What is it? Kiskin?
Plissken.
Kiskman?
P-L-I-S. Yep, Plissken with a P.
Oh, I see.
I've actually lived near lying to her. I don't say that. I've lived near, and I've just been homeless for a long time. As you can see, I lost my hand in a bad accident I would not like to talk about. But I need a job, and
Roll a persuasion check.
Yeah, buddy.
19 plus.
Oh, baby.
Oh, I feel so. Oh, let me see that hand of yours. Oh, what a
Plus
trap.
2.
Look at my nub.
Hey, what is your HP, by the way, Seth?
My full HP is 9.
Okay. And then what's your AC?
Based on I am not wearing any armor, so it would just be 12.
Okay. And then Plissken. What was your HP?
11.
And what's your AC?
He's not since he's not wearing armor. So for you it would be 10 plus your dexterity modifier.
So 15.
15? Okay. And then you were 12?
Yeah.
I had 14 written down, but that's because I had the dexterity wrong earlier.
I see. 1 second. Oh, shit. So there we are on the docks. Grinda is kind of like over here. The apparatus is here, even though that looks like a box. And Urag, this is you. Plissken, this is you. What was your AC, Plissken, again? I forgot. 15? So I'm going to go with the blue for AC, and then your hit points are going to be red. All right. So she really believes your story, and out of the kindness of her heart, she's like, "Oh, you poor boys, you just need a little bit of upper hand and help." And she's like, you know what I do here with this thing? You know what this Qualish does? Have you ever heard of Grinda?
Kids I have.
Well, let me tell you what I do. I take this apparatus and we go underwater and we actually salvage things from ships. And you would be surprised, or maybe not, at all of the things that I have amassed over the years. I might say I've done quite well for myself. And, typically people work for me here and there, but it's generally a one-woman operation. But sometimes I need help, and I must say, when I see disturbances in the water, I like to take care of them, just so when I get my Qualish in the water, I don't have anything to worry about. Because I'll be honest, I'm getting kind of old, and I can't deal with a lot of the stuff that I used to be able to deal with. I mean, would you guys be interested in something like that, of helping an old woman?
I think I'm down.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
fine with that.
let's find you some gear. And so she goes into the back of one of her storage, kind of like she basically runs or owns like this whole dock area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so she goes in and she starts to grab you your basic gear, which would be what? What are you using, or what are you using?
That is a good question. I gotta use the restroom, and my D&D books are upstairs. So can we take like a 5-minute break?
Yep.
All right, I will be right back.
What are you doing? Like, what are your proficiencies and weapons and light armor?
At least for me, it's I think I'm able to use simple weapons, and I'm not proficient with any armor.
Okay, so you're armor.
So yeah, so I'm kind of better when I don't have any armor on.
Do you have spells given already?
I'm actually picking those right now. I have 4 more I need to choose. So I get 3 cantrips and then 6 first levels, but I'm allowed to only have so many on at a time.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure if I need to have those ready just yet, or if we were going to pick those.
Grinda is going to give you a spell book, and it's your choosing.
Okay, sweet. I'll finish those. I'll finish up my last 3 spells or whatever as I'm on the toilet. So I'll be right back.
Okay. Plissken, what do you got?
I can have leather armor, right? Stuff like
Yep.
that.
Let's say you have basic leather armor, and that gives you a +1 to your AC, so your AC is now 16.
Okay. And then like daggers, like get some daggers or
Yeah, what do you want to use? Like, it's your chance to get weapons. Are you proficient with the bow?
the hand crossbow.
Oh, you're going to use a hand crossbow? Okay.
Yeah. Hand crossbow and some daggers.
All right, that's what you get. So I believe a hand crossbow does what is it? 1d6 damage.
And the daggers are probably a 1d4.
Let's see. Oh, actually,
This is kind of the stuff that my dad would listen to when we used to make the shields and stuff.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So while we're doing it, this is what we would listen to.
All right, so let's see. You got a hand crossbow that's actually worth 300 gold pieces. All right?
Wow.
She gives this to you, but you're going to be indentured to working for her for a while, just so you know. If you accept this gear. It does we'll do 1d4 damage.
Okay.
1d4 on
That's the
small
hand crossbow, right?
Yep, hand crossbow. And then what did you say? A dagger?
Yeah, daggers.
Yeah, your dagger also does 1d4 damage. And that is worth 2 gold pieces. So
Do I just have one dagger or two, or how many?
just one for now.
Just one.
You have one
That's
hand, so you can only really wield one weapon at a time. Now your hand crossbow, if you use it, it takes another action to reload it. So like let's say you fire it, it would take you another turn to reload it, and then you'd be able to fire it the next turn. So just so you know. And then let's say you got six bolts. So keep track of your bolts.
okay.
Once you fire them, that's kind of it. And then your leather armor. Basically, you got some basic leather armor that gives you 1 to your AC, and you know that's around 100 gold pieces worth if you were to sell it. So she's kind of hooking you up.
Yeah.
And then Seth, he's going to have a quarterstaff, or like a staff.
Alrighty.
So she's hooking you up with armor. She gave Plissken a hand crossbow that was actually worth 300 gold pieces.
Damn.
I know, right? Some leather armor worth 100 gold pieces, and then a dagger worth 2 gold pieces. So she's
Nice.
rifling through her stash looking for basic stuff. She hooks you up with a robe, but it's just like a black wizard's robe, and it doesn't really
The basic.
it's basic. It doesn't give you AC or anything.
Yeah.
And then she gives you a staff that if you were to use it as like a quarterstaff type bludgeoning weapon, but it's more like it's less of a quarterstaff and more of a wizard staff. but there's
Yeah.
really nothing special about it. But if you were to use it, it would do 1d6 damage. So I mean, it could put a little whack on somebody.
Absolutely.
That
I do have my spells ready, by the way.
okay, and then she realizes that you're a wizard, and she's like, "Well, I have a multitude of wizard books," and then she just starts like, I mean, she pulls out like a whole,
Like
arm.
a library.
I mean, like a library. I mean, these are all, but you realize these are all things that she has salvaged from the waters. And that's why she's got a lot of magical items. She's got a lot of stuff. And she's like, but just so you know, if you take this gear, you are indentured to work for me until you get it paid off. And so Plissken's already, 400 gold pieces in. It could take a long time considering you just, barnacled for 5 silver pieces. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? You got to spend money to earn money, and vice versa. So
that spell book is worth 500 gold pieces.
alrighty.
What spells do you have?
So my cantrips are Ray of Frost, Light, Mage Hand, and then I get 6 first level spells, which are Chaos Bolt, which that one's from Xanathar's Guide. If you need me to tell you what that one is, Mage Armor, Identify, Sleep, Tensor's Floating Disc,
Oh my gosh,
and Magic Missile.
you're loaded.
But I can only have
6.
so many out of those 6. I can only have equal to my intelligence plus my wisdom. So I'm allowed to have my intelligence is 2 plus 1. So I'm allowed to have 3 of those spells like active at any time.
Yeah.
Or
All right.
I'm allowed to have 3 of those spells like that I could just like out of the 6. I'm allowed to have 3 before I can choose yada yada.
And you're doing spell slots, or how do you want to run the Arcana? Like, you could cast how many? Oh, cantrips are infinite.
Yeah, cantrips are infinite, and then with spell slots, I have 2. So I
Okay.
could cast
Second level.
those 3 out of those 3 spells. I could cast any of those 2 times. Once I cast any of those spells 2 times, I'm spent. It's Cantrip City.
Okay.
So I'm gonna keep Chaos Bolt.
Your staff, which is 1d6.
Yep. Out of the 3 spells, I'm gonna keep Chaos Bolt, Mage Armor, and Floating Disc prepared.
Okay. Well, you get your equipment. She actually offers you a small little housing, like shack. It just basically has a couple, what are the hammocks? And it's
Oh, yeah.
secure. It's on her docks, and she's like, as long as you're on my docks, don't worry about anything. No one's gonna come and break into your stuff. Believe me, nobody's messing with Grinda. Nobody.
Yeah.
And so you got basically a secure place to sleep. And she hooked you up with some gear. So you guys.
Thank you for all that you've done, madam.
Oh my, you're welcome. And I must say that I'm looking forward to having a few helpers from here on out. Why don't you guys take a rest, and we'll pick this up tomorrow morning. We've got a lot of work to do, and I highly recommend, don't go into Mistshore. I'm telling you right now, don't go into Mistshore. Sleep tonight, and we'll figure out more tomorrow about what you can do for me. And then she kind of turns around, and then you see her just kind of do this number, and her Qualish disappears, and you see this kind of black swirling mist. She just kind of walks into it and gone.
All right. Well, looks like we're gonna need to take a rest before we get Well, I guess we got more of the day ahead of us, don't we? Because we did the less than an hour of work, and we woke up, did the little we woke up, did a little bit of the begging business, made our way to the dock, and did a little bit of work. Is there anything else that she said that maybe we could do for the day? Maybe some light work just to
I mean, no, you were done for the day, and she showed you her, where you guys sleep, and it's starting to kind of become dusk.
Okay.
I say we walk over to the shed or whatever it is. Right?
Oh, that the Dusk and Dawn Tavern.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The Dusk and Dawn Tower.
Yeah.
All right. As you start to make your way down the docks, down this way, as you get close to here, the water really starts to agitate, and you see a lot of movement in the water right in this area. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Huh.
Is there any like extra like mouse-shaped wood, just like pieces maybe that have like torn off some of the dock that maybe I could chuck into the water, maybe just go whoop,
yeah, you see like a little, from
Like
from when she does her excavations and things. Remnants of those things kind of are scattered about. So yeah, there's seaweed, there's wood, there's coral, there's stuff all over the docks.
I'll take, if possible, like a good sized plank of wood and just go.
All right. As soon as it hits the water, you see this greenish type ichor type hand come up and grab it, and then kind of floats down.
Oh, Jesus. Whoever that is.
And then as you start to look over the docks, you see the ripples in the water start to move towards you right here.
I say, follow me. Let's head up those stairs and try to get away from whatever that is.
You want to go up this way?
No, the stairs.
Right here?
Yeah, that way.
So up and to the right.
All right. So as you go and you hit this area, roll initiative.
Oh, snap, son.
You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You see a dozen hands come up on the surface, and you notice that the hands are separated from anything other than themselves. And they look like this. There you go. Nice picture of some crawling hands.
The hands of they're all hands from Ash from the Evil Dead. They've come to get us.
Exactly. So what you're looking at is probably the hands of a lot of these sunken ships. There's sunken sailors and people that have died, and they seem to be moving in of their own accord. And go ahead and roll like an Arcana check.
Oh, what is it?
That's a natural 20, Arcana 24.
You know that that these hands are a necromantic type of energy. Like, this is not something that just happens. This is some sort of foul spell that has animated these hands into, being animated. And so you see it as nefarious magics at work here. So, what's your initiative?
I rolled a 7. I'm a little surprised by these spooky ass
Now-
hands coming out of the water.
Now, do we add the like my initiatives +6? So would I add my scores like that?
You would add
just whatever?
your dexterity.
So it should be +5.
Okay, so I got 13 + 5.
Nice.
Yeah,
18.
All right, and I'm just gonna roll in mass, and I got a 12. So, Trent, you're up first. Now, to attack these, each space is basically 5 feet. Okay, so you see where you're at right here?
Yeah.
So you're basically like on the dock. It's about 10 feet down to the water, and then these guys are like making their way up the water here. Okay, and so if you're gonna move, then you know, into range like crossbow, you might be able to hit him this way. But if you want hand to hand, you gotta at least get within 1 square of the hands. Okay, that's how this.
Where will they? Can they just climb up anywhere, or?
Well, we'll see. This hand was making its way towards you. A couple of them were making its way this way to the docks, and then the rest of them are kind of swirling, moving this way. Now, each space is 5 feet, so like if you're going to move, like if your movement speed is 30, you would be like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's how far you would be able to move. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Now, if you go down, that's 10 feet down, so there is a platform here.
Okay.
So you're up first. So normally a rogue, at the slightest chance of you know, combat, like typically you want to get into stealth mode and try to sneak attack. I'm not sure what type of feats, if you have feats yet, but I know as an assassin, like there's a point where if your comrade is within 5 feet of a target and you come up to attack them, you get like automatic sneak attack, which is usually like double damage or
Yeah, as long as he has advantage on the attack, or if one of his allies is within 5 feet, sneak attack does activate.
yeah. Is
Okay,
that at
so-
first level?
If I move, that counts as like a full turn, right?
Okay, so in a turn or a round, so each round, we know who goes first, second, and third. And you know what? I'm going to split mine into 2 groups because all 12 attacking at once. It's kind of crazy. Well, they're in between you guys anyways. So you have movement that you can do. You have a bonus action that you could also do. And then you have your action that you do. And an action is usually something significant, like combat, you know, you strike at something, or you know, you can actually dash, which is an action which basically doubles your movement. You could give him a healing potion. That would be an action. So a lot of times, like, you can split up your movement. Like, you could move over here, take a shot, and then move back. Like, that's something you could do too.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
And if I can run up, take a shot, and can I go back to where Urag is? Would that be possible?
Urag, yeah, you could run up, so that's 5, take a shot, and then you have 25 more feet to move, so you could be like 5. I count diagonals as moving as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna run up,
Okay.
take a shot. with
At which
my-
one?
The closest one.
What's the range on your crossbow? Do you know?
I do not know. I can look real quick.
I think it's for this hand crossbow. You're probably talking 40 feet or 60 feet. Let's just say for this one we'll do 60 feet for now.
Okay.
All right.
Crossbows are, I think it's 30 feet and then 120 feet is the second increment. Pull it up. You said, is it a light crossbow?
Oh, it's a hand crossbow. It's a little one.
And gotcha.
So can I not? When it says like,
You're pretty close. You would definitely be able to shoot at it.
okay.
Yeah, you're good. All right, so
Oh,
roll to hit. And this number right here is what you need to roll to hit. So you're kind of getting some information that, like, a lot of times you won't know what the HP is until you hit it, but I'm just kind of letting you guys know. And then this is the AC of it. Okay?
It's within 30 feet is at regular, and then past 30 feet to 120 feet, you can shoot at disadvantage, but still
Yeah.
have the probability of hitting it.
All right, so 30.
So
Yeah, you're good.
so I rolled a 16. Do I
Yeah,
add
so
anything
you
to
hit.
it?
Now roll damage, which is a D4. And then is there a damage modifier with strength for a crossbow? I don't think so.
No, for them it would be dexterity, I think. Oh Lord, these are questions that need to be answered.
Yeah.
Let us find the answer.
I never use crossbows. I don't know.
I know. I'm so used to just firing a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Light and loading.
Yeah, loading takes a round. I think dex modifier is just to hit.
Yeah, it would be to hit, and then also dex modifier for the damage portion. I'm trying to see, because I know bow and arrow. I would assume that it uses dexterity, especially if he's proficient with it. I would assume that they're wanting you to use dexterity for it.
All right, so you have a 1d4 plus 5.
Yeah, yep.
All right,
So I got 7 overall.
all right, yeah. Dead. Wah, wah.
And then I dash back up.
So you shot a crossbow, a bolt stuck right through it, and it just kind of, the weight of the bolt and for whatever you did made it sink down, and that one is dead. All right, my guys are up. They're in the water, so they're actually moving at half speed here, but they're making their way up.
After I shoot my bow, was I able to dash back up by the boxes?
Yeah, where you want to go? So you went 5, and then you want to go back?
I want to go back and kind of get into a stealth mode by those boxes by Urag.
Like that?
Yeah.
You can't go into stealth mode yet, but
Okay.
you did move back.
You're away from the boys.
All right, these guys all moved. Okay, Urag, you're up.
All right. Well, these things look like little shits. All right. I think I'm going to prep myself here because there seems to be a lot of them and they're coming up pretty fast. So I say oogity boogity and I cast a spell. I cast mage armor to increase my AC. So I got like a little shimmering shield around my body.
All right.
So that makes my AC go from 12 to 15.
Nice. Okay.
And just like Plissken, I'm gonna back up towards those boxes and be like, "What the hell are these damn things? Why are they coming out of the water? What's going on?"
All right, you're up.
I'm going to try and reload my crossbow, but that takes a full round, doesn't it?
Yep.
I guess that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna.
Yeah. When you take the feat crossbow expert, dude, you ignore the loading feat, so you just sit there like a machine gun. It's
Yeah.
great.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so nice.
And at some point, as you might have like 3 attacks in one round, so it's just like boom, boom, boom every time. Yeah, it's awesome. All right, stay where you are.
Yeah, I'll stay where I'm at.
All right, my guys are moving up. Boom.
Oh, I did back up towards Plissken.
Okay.
I went back up.
Okay.
So
Right.
Michelle's like, I don't want to get hit just yet. I'm scared.
Okay. All right, I'll let you get away with that. These guys are just kind of like marching.
They're like they're like Thing from Adam's Family.
Dude, that's exactly what it's like. They seem to really want to. I mean, I think you just had a flash vision of a bunch of hands just crawling all over you, just like tearing at you with their dirty fingernails.
The dirty fingers.
All right, you're up, Urag.
All right. Well, seeing as we were about to pretty much chillax for the night, I'm gonna go ahead and use my next spell slot and go ahead and use this up. I'm gonna cast Chaos Bolt, targeting the one that's closest. Yep, right there.
Okay.
So
Is that
I make a ranged spell attack against the creature. So I get it's a D20 plus 4.
okay? Is there a DC save or anything?
There's not. No, it's like I'm rolling to hit it.
Okay.
I don't think an 11 hits, does it?
A 12 to hit.
Yeah, so that's a miss, unfortunately. It's my first time casting the spell. I'm like, ah!
So, yeah, your body isn't attuned to casting quite yet, even though you have the mage armor, and you went to fire, and you kind of, like, it just kind of fizzled out, and it shot towards, and then it, like, drooped down and hit right in front of it.
Like, ah, shit.
Arcane energy. All right, Plissken, you're up.
The bows were loaded, right?
Yep, take a shot.
Do I have vision on the closest one?
Yep, you
Where
can
I'm at?
see it. It's like up, because this kind of is an incline where the
Okay.
boats go down in.
Yeah.
So it's right in your field of vision, yeah.
Like sewer rats.
I'm gonna take a shot with the hand crossbow first.
Okay.
So I roll.
Yep.
All right.
12 or better.
7. Do I add anything? Was it
7 plus your dexterity modifier plus your proficiency. So it should be 7 plus 7? Yeah. So 14.
14 plus? Oh, 7 plus 7. Never mind.
Yep, roll to hit.
Okay.
Well, to be honest, it's 2 points of damage to kill it, so another crossbow bolt, I mean, you don't even have to roll. I mean, you have like a +5 anyway, so.
Yeah.
All right, that one's dead.
So it's killed, but
These guys are moving forward.
I'm actually going to run down.
This way?
Yes, that way.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You could get this far.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. I'll go over there.
Okay. You're just gonna leave Urag to himself, huh?
Well,
I'm a big
I'm
strong
hoping,
man.
I'm
I can
hoping
take
he's
it.
gonna follow me.
He rolls a 5. So as it's clinging at, it's like clinging and clawing at your foot, and you're kind of like kicking it away. And it
Get off me! Unhand me! Ha 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 ha!
All right. All right, you're up, Plissken.
All right. Well, there's one next to me.
Oh wait, who's up? You're up. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be, yeah. I take my quarterstaff. I'm gonna like pick it up and like stab down onto it. Just be like, bitch.
Okay.
So that for me is.
Are you
D20
are
plus
you
4.
proficient with the staff?
I sure am. Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it's considered a simple weapon, so we just sit.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. That's a 17 to hit.
Nice. Hit it.
And then minimum damage, I get a +2, so that should be enough to kill it right away.
Done.
I stab it and like right down the middle. It's like,
Yep. And it kind of splits open, and it's like it does one of these numbers.
and I take that as a sign to say, oh God, I'm gonna run down and meet it with Plissken down on the dock down there.
Okay. What's your movement?
30 feet as well. So I'm just gonna get up right next to him though.
Okay.
Like, to his right. Yeah, right there.
All right. So you're kind of like, moving away from them. Now they have a little better movement, but they're just kind of crawling. You know what I mean? So
Slowly but surely.
yeah, you're kind of staying out of their reach, which is pretty good.
I need to look up how far Ray of Frost is. I think I can reach him with it.
How fast can they move, or do they not have a?
It's just like 15. Yeah, so now they're all clustered. You're up.
If I were to go by those boxes right there and go into stealth mode, what's like the best I can,
Well, you can't go in stealth mode. I mean, they're aware of you. You would have to really get out of sight,
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I present to you cat ass.
I'm going to
look upon it and weep.
From Ohio.
Yeah.
Live in Ohio, it's cat ass.
I guess just reload my bow again. I mean, I only have 4 more shots.
All right.
Because they're
Reload.
far enough away.
Urag, you're up.
All right. Slow crackle in my hand as I go. And I'm gonna hit the one all the way on the right with a Ray of Frost.
Okay.
Actually, should have checked the scene if that was a roll to hit. That was my bad. I'm so used to using Firebolt. I decided to change it up, and I'm like, doesn't help if I don't know the spell. Make a ranged spell attack, so I can do that and add 4. Hey, it's a 12, so it just hits.
Yep, meets it, beats it.
So it's going to be 1d8 cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Okay, you hit it, and it literally, froze and started to kind of, close up its fists, and it crinkles away.
Got him.
As you start to kind of attack it, they start to kind of show a retreat type of mentality. And you see them not move towards you now, and they start to kind of move away from you. And then these are dead. They sank into the bottom of the ocean. All right, you're up, Plissken.
I'm gonna take one more shot.
Hot shot.
Right into the center of them.
Okay, this one? 5, 10, yeah, you're good. Go ahead.
Rolled a 9 plus 7, right?
Yeah,
16.
You got it.
16.
Boom, dead. It's almost just like shooting fish in a barrel.
Boo!
All right, this one disappears into the water. This one disappears into the water. Gone. You've seemingly, looks like, oh, that one's still around. 1, 2, actually, nope, these guys are all gone too. You know what? They've all disappeared into the water. Well done. You've staved off 12
hands.
crawling. I give you a hand. I know, it's like, I think I lost my Grinda. Well, anyways, Grinda comes back, and she was watching all of this from, and you hear that slow clap from Grinda. She's like, well done, well done. You've proven yourselves well. And as a reward, I think you get to take a ride in the Qualish, and let's go see if we can grab and find some treasure. Do you guys want to go?
Yeah. Does that happen a lot around these parts?
Pretty much on a daily basis, which is why I hired you. Let's be honest. always something interesting in the water.
Wow.
In the water,
Yeah.
speaking of water, she snaps her fingers and the Qualish appears, and she kind of like does this little purple arcane energy hits the door. It opens up, and she's like, "Please, by all means, go in."
All right. I'm down. I got that like post battle high. I'm ready.
I followed them in there.
All right.
Tensors floating disk. Hey, it's ritual. Sweet.
So as you get in, it's a pretty sophisticated interior, and it closes the door, and you notice like she kind of gets in. She puts on these crazy goggles and this crazy hat, and she fires it up. Just like a little tweak of her hand, and everything kind of comes alive, and it's this like giant kind of crab-like thing, and it lowers it down onto the docks, and then it starts to kind of crawl into the water. Lights shoot on, and as you get down in, you can only see maybe like 10, 15 feet in front of you with these super bright lights because the water is so murky. And she gets in there and she's like, "Oh, I've got a special spot for us today." And she like, after about 15 minutes of crawling, down the shore, underwater, you end up at this site, and it's a sunken boat. It doesn't look like where you were, Plissken, but I think you make a mental note of like, I wonder if I could find where that ship was that I escaped from not too long ago. And as she starts to find and get this site, it's digging around, and you guys are just kind of sitting there doing nothing, but in amazement, you're watching, and
We're underwater right now. It has to be.
I mean,
It's hard to see, but it's still really cool though to be able to see life underwater.
exactly.
Is it because of how murky it is? Are we seeing like any form of life forms or any fish or anything, or is it mostly abandoned at this point?
A little bit, but it's just like your basic fish, nothing, spectacular by all means. But yeah, there's definitely sea life. Absolutely. All right, so after about an hour of excavating, she's like, "Oh, I think that's about all we got." And you noticed that when she was down there, she actually cast a couple spells, and you could see like a couple things glowing, which you realize like that's how she was able to kind of see where to excavate, and definitely use these claws to kind of pick through stuff. And it was almost like a crab feeding itself. It was just kind of gathering wood and boxes and anything. It was kind of like feeding it into its mouth, but really, you notice where the mouth was, the things were just kind of disappearing, right? All right, you get back on shore, and she's like, now we've got the good part. And so you guys get out. She gets the crab back on onto the docks, and she's like, "Let's see what goodies we have." So now is where we do my treasure generator, and we'll see exactly
You dope.
what transpired here. Let's see. Oh. There we go. So this is also my shop generator. Now, she's like, "Since you guys did so well, I might give you the opportunity to get some of this loot." Let's see exactly what we grabbed here. And as she starts going down, one second, I gotta pick my things here.
It'd be fun to see like what kind of things the ship was bringing into port, or what it was originally trying to do before it kaputted.
Yep. Here we go. So here's what she excavated. Oh wait, what? Usually it works a little better. I don't know. I'm still learning this one. Oh,
You currently have all disabled under.
yeah, active filters.
It might be. You might have to go down to the advanced section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, yeah. There we go. There we go. There we go. I thought I did that.
It says there's 6 categories.
There it is.
Yeah. All right, we're set.
My. All right, now here it is. Here it is. Finally, drum roll. Wow, what a haul! What a haul! Yeah, way too much.
Yeah, I was like,
I was like, damn, she got a +3 maul. Fuck. Hell yeah.
All right, let's see. Oh my god, I got to do the same thing every time. All right. One last time.
There is a table in the DMG that you could roll on. That has like it's like a table for.
Yeah, I got the. Can you see this? Can you see what I got up?
Yeah.
So yeah, I got the treasure generator as well as a backup on one of these links, but I found this and I was like, oh, this would be fun. Now we've got it. There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
So we found an amazing hand axe of warning, which is worth 60,000 gold pieces. And she's like, what? And she starts freaking out because she found an amazing item. Clearly, it's going to go into her storage. I have to sign in, but that's way beyond what you guys. But she did get a scroll of flame arrows. She got a scroll of mage hand and a scroll of shillelagh. I will give you the chance to roll to get one of these items.
Want me to roll a d6 and then
I'm gonna say this is 1 and 2, 2 and 3, or 3 and 4, 5 and 6.
all right.
So you got.
You know what? I'll even make it spicy. Trent, you roll, man. Roll a d6.
Roll
Show me your skills.
got a 3.
Hey,
That's
you
mage
got the
hand.
scroll of mage hand. Not bad. So that basically is a scroll that allows you to cast mage hand.
Mage hand's dope.
Mage hand is pretty dope.
That's actually one of my cantrips that I have as a mage hand.
Oh, you
Mage
do?
hand light. Oh yeah.
All right. So it's a spectral floating hand that appears at a point you choose within range. The hand lasts for a duration or until you dismiss it. The hand vanishes ever more than 30 feet away from you or until you cast it again. You can use this action to control the hand. You can use the hand to manipulate an object, open an unlocked door container, retrieve stuff. Basically, you can extend a magical hand. And maybe if you roll well enough, you might even be able to use it to pickpocket somebody. So you did get a scroll of mage hand that is worth 20 gold pieces. So write that down. You've got that now in your inventory.
Yeah, I'll say, hey, you hold on to that. I already got that out of the bag. As I cast my own mage hand, as it pops up, and it
Yeah, okay.
like this is what the hand did to me.
All right, fellas, we're gonna leave it there. Nice ending to a beginning.
Dope.
Sounds good.
Good stuff, man.
Now, the mage hand, is this considered a weapon?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Yeah, it's you pull out a scroll, you read the gibberish on it, you go oogity boogity, all of a sudden it goes. You get this like hand that goes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's basically a spell that I'll allow you probably to cast. No problem.
It's really nice for if you're like, oh my god, that chest might be trapped. You back up like 30 feet, you go, ooh, and then it opens it up, and then
Yeah.
the trap hits nothing because there's just a little hand.
That's cool.
That's one fun way to use it. There's other ways. You can pet a cat.
It'll be useful when I can't use my left hand. Or
Yeah,
my
exactly.
Right hand, actually.
Exactly. You cast it, and then you just you make it float next to your stump, and you go, "Ooh, guys, look at me!
Yeah.
I'm a normal boy."
Isn't it weird how things work out like that? Like the guy with no hand gets a mage hand scroll. Like what?
And then we also fought a whole bunch of hands. One of them might have been actually his. We don't know.
Yeah, seriously. I was thinking that when we were doing it.
I was like, "Oh my god, we need to go match these hands up." It's like a horrible version of Cinderella, where we're like putting them on each stump, like the perfect fit.
You're like, it's fine.
I miss you.
Your hand is out there somewhere. Absolutely.
That's great.
All right. Well, that's the end of Act 1. Well done.
Nice.